All right.
Time to get sad?
It's time to get emotional.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
That's kind of the whole show so far, let's be honest.
So true. And it only goes up from here. Are you going to be okay?
Yeah. As long as we don't have any more.
No, that was one of the more, like, fucked up things in the show.
I mean, that prick didn't even wash the dishes.
He didn't even wash the dishes.
Prick. And nothing else was worse.
The science of understanding, deconstructing, and reconstructing matter.
And welcome back. We are talking about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood with episode 5, Reign of Sorrows. Yay.
Yay?
Fun stuff. So,
Is it? I think it's more fun than the last episode.
I think there's more stuff to be
Not upset
happy
by.
about. Yeah.
No child or dog gets transmorphed into one another.
True. We do not have that in this episode.
They do not get merged game into one another.
Yes, which is great. So at least we don't have that. We don't have to deal with the aftermath of witnessing.
We have to deal with the trauma of that from Ed. Yeah,
so he is not immune to the PTSD that comes along with
Reign of Sorrows. It could be. That's not gonna be sad. I just don't want it to be whatever the fuck that was.
Mom!
Oh, it's a flashback.
What do you
It's
have
fine.
there, Ed? It's a present. I transmuted it.
You did? You're your father's son, all right.
Aw,
Thank you very
Sylvie.
much. That's an amazing thing you did. Creating something as neat as this takes talent. But
If you can do that.
Oh, trauma tree.
Mommy better, Ed.
Yay, PTSD.
Big brother. Let's
And he already had PTSD.
He already had PTSD. As we see, we kind of open up on this. It's an opening scene of like Ed. He's like a little kid. He's like showing off to his mother. It's like a good, sweet moment.
Aww.
And then she just switches into the demon mode, and you're like, oh no, that's horrifying. And then we switch, and we see Nina and Xander. We're like, oh my god, they're cute. And they switch, and they're like, oh no, they're horrifying. So like, we're just compounding the horrible things that are happening onto this boy. And so Ed has a nightmare.
I feel like Ed should see a therapist.
Oh, he should. He won't, but he should.
Or like maybe like it's just like take like a nice like a self-care vacation.
A nice little mental health vacation.
For like
go see the countryside.
For like a month.
Yeah, for a little
longer.
bit.
Well, okay, I'm gonna say this. Get your brother's body back. Cause I feel like I want him to come along, and I want him to enjoy this vacation where he can actually like
That's true.
eat and sleep,
and
like feel the rain on his face.
Yeah, and release his inhibitions.
Yes.
So that would be nice.
That was what I was going for.
Yeah, because that gets later on, but he's fine. He's not traumatized.
Brother, are you all right?
No.
You were dreaming.
At least Alphonse doesn't have to dream.
Yeah.
But he doesn't get quiche either.
Win some, lose some.
I'd rather eat than sleep.
It's true.
Eating's fun.
what's the matter, you two? You're up awfully early.
We need to know what's going to happen to Tucker and Nina.
Oh, they dead.
Yeah, so Ed wakes up from this nightmare, and Al can't have nightmares because he can't sleep, and it's very sad. Oh. So they got this whole thing that just happened in the last episode on the brain, so they go look for...
What happened?
Nothing. It was a good time.
Okay.
Everyone ate a Danish and went to bed.
Well, Al didn't eat a Danish.
He did not. So they find Lieutenant Hawkeye, and they're like, hey, we just want to know what's going to happen with Tucker. And she's like, oh, yeah, so they were going to strip him of his state alchemist thing, and they're cool, good. And they're like, except...
Tucker was scheduled to be stripped of his certification and stand trial for what he did to Nina. But they're both dead.
Dead?
You'll find out anyway, so I might as well tell you.
Good.
They've been murdered.
Rip off the Band-Aid, Riza.
How? By who?
We don't know. I was just heading over to the scene now.
We're coming with you.
No!
Maybe don't.
Why not?
No!
Maybe don't, children.
You don't need to see this.
Yes. Listen to the adult.
He's always one step
Always listen to
ahead of us.
Hawkeye.
You better catch up to him quickly because
He
died. And also Nina died too.
Nina Xander?
Nina Xander, yeah.
That's terrible.
Oh my god, Nina Alex. But yeah, so yeah, there's just we're not really sure what happened there, so we're gonna go to the murder scene, and they're like, "Cool, we're coming too." She's like, "Maybe don't. I don't think that's a good thing. There's nothing there for you." And so we get to see kind of the crime scene, and so we're getting to see more of the military characters. We got Mace Hughes is there because he's kind of, his job is to figure out what's happening with this whole State Alchemist murder thing. Armstrong shows up in this episode, if you remember the guy, the muscly guy, got the mustache.
the way things are going.
It's like, I have to establish this. Me establish it again. I think it's good that the dog girl is dead.
Yeah.
Fill me in.
Just for humanity's sake.
Yeah.
And
For
for
humane
her
reasons.
sake. We don't know if that hurts or not.
Children. Wicked heathens have spread insidious rumors trying
Didn't
to
he
shake
die?
our faith, and now the military seeks to oppress us.
Remember he had like a thing through the forehead?
But we must
yeah.
hold tight to our faith. The time has
then we
come
got
to
kind of got
rise
spoiled
up,
for what happens
weapon
in
in
the
hand, and
2003
fight in
version.
the name of the great god Leto.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Wait,
Yeah.
like,
Heathens and heresy!
He's got to watch out though, because we already had a funny mustache guy die. So
yeah. Also, like, I feel like they're just more upset about, like, who's killing Alchemist. They don't really care that he's dead.
mm-hmm.
Because, like, nobody cares that he's dead.
Yeah, nobody liked that guy. It's more of like there's this trend of the State Alchemists, and we have some State Alchemists on the cast here. So they were just trying to figure out who's the State Alchemist around currently in this city right now. So we have Mustangs around. Armstrong is now there, and Edward Elric works there. Don't think about it.
We're also upset that Nina Alex is dead.
Yeah.
But, like, I think we're more, like, maybe, like, a little bit happy.
It was more of like a thing that's sad that it happened, but it was probably for the greater good in terms of morality, humanity.
I feel like for the dog and the child's sanity, because, because I don't think we established that, like, they're in pain except for, like, the wife monster thing.
Yeah.
So, like, they're in pain, so don't do that.
Yeah, it is. God, it's so fucking depressing. Jeez. But we're actually going to take a step back from East City and all the things that are going on with the Reign of Sorrow. And we're going to actually go back to Lior.
Remember?
So you thought we were done there. But this seems a little interesting there because remember Father Cornello died because he got a fingernail through the forehead. If you recall from the episode City of Heresy. But Father Cornello is here. And he's making a fun little speech.
So if we were talking about Brotherhood, I'd be like, what are you talking about? That doesn't make sense. But if we're talking about the original stuff, then I'm like, yes, I kind of remember. I might have also kind of forgotten. But that's the point.
Right. So the interesting thing about us...
Oh, no, I forgot that he died. I think I thought that he, he lived for some reason.
Okay. Yeah, so we kind of are coming up the heels. So again, if you're just tuning in, we did watch the first two episodes of the original series, and we see a little bit of this. What we're seeing in the beginning of this episode, we saw a little bit at the end of the 2003 episode and episode 2. So, but yeah, Father Cornello was here, even though we thought that he died if you're just watching Brotherhood. And he is still giving a speech. And now we see that the town has become very segmented because we have the people who are kind of...
No, don't be fools! That man speaks nothing but lies, can't you see that? Hold your tongue! We aren't pawns of the heathens like all of you are!
Human foolishness.
Hey, look, it's the 2024 election.
Amaze me.
I'm suffering inside.
And the 2020 election, let's be honest.
True.
And maybe 2016.
Aw.
Oh, look.
Poor child.
More dead children?
Wouldn't you agree?
More sad children.
Fools, all of them. Fools indeed, sad but true.
Well, if it isn't the father.
Yeah, father.
Sorry to have to put you to
Is
all
it
this
ending?
trouble.
As soon as we have everything handled
Good
here, I
memory.
have my own
Thank you.
responsibilities I need to get back to.
Really going full force into their faith, who are like, yeah, no, that's a good guy. He's good. We like him. And the other people who are like, no, remember when we proved that he was a phony? Like, remember that whole thing? There was a whole episode on it, guys. How did you not watch the episode? But there's so people, I think, who are so committed to wanting to believe in something that they are still fervently following Father Cornello. And there's some people who are kind of starting to see the light and understanding that actually, no, he was a bad guy. And so now we see these, and people are fighting, and people are crying, and it's sad, and it's fun Good thing this is fiction and not real life.
Chaos?
It's a little chaotic.
Also reality?
Yes. Yeah, it's fun.
I mean, I don't think anything like that can happen in America.
No, we all get along here.
That's the one country where everybody gets along. For the most part.
Probably countries made up of one person. Anyway. The Vatican?
I don't even know if they get along there.
That's true.
Also, like, Vatican, not full of great people.
Also very true. That's very controversial. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Anyway.
Maybe, like... Antarctica?
Yeah.
The North Pole?
Hopefully the penguins don't have political parties. Anyway, so we get to
although they do have a very much like you need to be able to like a sing thing, and if you only tap dance, then like
that's true. You're out. You're ostracized automatically. That they were very prejudiced penguins.
How does that movie end? Because I think I remember like blocking out that ending of that movie because it gets
weird.
That's what I was thinking.
The movie gets weird.
That movie won an Oscar for Best Animated Feature, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I didn't like it because like the ending got weird.
It was because like first it was just like it's just like a happy little story about like a penguin who doesn't fit in because it's like a metaphor because they sing and he dances and they think that's weird and strange. So then he like goes off to find himself, and then he was like, oh my god, wait, those are the people taking the fish, because then it becomes this whole other environmental thing. So then he like goes and then he gets like captured, he gets put in a zoo, and then he starts dancing in front of people, and the people are like, oh my god, this is so strange. And then they're like, we have to examine this, we have to study him. So then they put him back in the wild and they're monitoring him, and then they're like, they find him dancing, and then they're like, oh my god, this is so strange and peculiar. And then they realize they're exhibiting strange behavior because they're taking the fish away. So then they have to change the legislation so that they're overfishing, so then they have fish again, and then it's a happy ending.
You said so much.
That's the movie, though.
I think I literally remember, like, I saw the movie once and I blocked out the ending.
Yeah, that was the ending. It became like a weird,
because then it became like live action for like a hot second.
It was sort of live action. I think there was like a filter. I think it was. I'm assuming it was like a roto.
Also, like directed by George Miller.
Yeah.
Did I know George Miller?
I'm trying to think what else.
Mad Max.
I was like, is that the Mad Max guy?
Yes,
yeah. Okay.
He did some weird choices. Like Mad Max makes sense, but then I think he also did. I think he did like one of the Babe movies, and then Happy Feet, and then Mad Max Fury Road, which is like still one of the best action movies ever.
Fantastic movie.
And then I think he's also doing the Furiosa movie, which like I'm not sure how I feel about it.
I'm also not sure how I feel about it.
Because like, it's got a good cast, and George Miller's still there, which I like.
Yeah.
But like, I wanted Charlize Theron back.
Yeah.
Because like, she was the best. Like,
so
but and I like Anya Taylor-Joy, but like,
yeah,
I want Charlize.
True. I don't blame you. I do not blame you. So, but yes.
Fullmetal.
Anyway, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. So
the Fullmetal Boys' interference was irritating, but at least we were able to make it work in our favor. Looks like we'll finish up ahead.
You know how like all
schedule.
this instructions like not helping my
some
physical pain right now? Yeah. I realized another thing is I was listening to a podcast on the Manhattan Project, and we just got to the war crimes. So that and they got and that's what
more bloodshed. Hatred breeds more hatred until all of
you
the
know
violence soaks into the
a
land.
good thing you were taught in history that's actually
And no matter
war
how many
crimes.
times it happens, they never learn. The human race is made up of violent, miserable fools.
who seem more than
I
willing
like them
to play
too.
into
They're
our
fun.
hand.
they are
The villains
fun.
in this show are fun.
They are. And in Leor, we don't just see Father Canella doing a thing and us being like, what's going on here? We also see the characters that we saw last time we were there, which is Lust and Gluttony. So we're getting the impression that maybe, hey, these aren't people in our favor. Also, they're named after the 7 deadly sins, so usually that's not like a good sign.
I just think they just want to have fun with humanity, which is fine.
Yeah, they just want to figure out and find out. So they're having this discussion. They also seem to have familiarity with Scar, because it seems like the guy who's killing the state alchemist isn't part of their plan. It seems like they've thrown a wrench in things, maybe. It seems like they have some state alchemists who were kind of marked for like as an interest, because they're mentioning, I think they said that they're talking about Scar being in East City, and they're like, oh, the Flame Alchemist is there. Also something about the Fullmetal Alchemist. So it seems like they're keeping tabs on people. We don't know what they're keeping tabs for. Yeah. But they noticeably, and they mentioned Tucker by name, so it seems like they keeping tabs on Alchemist for some reason, but it's different than what Scar is doing. So it seems like they have plans. We don't know what those are. We don't know why, but they're definitely keeping tabs on things. And then we see Father Cornello show up, but surprise, it's not the real Father Cornello because we know that he died. It is, in fact, a third deadly sin who can shapeshift.
Maybe except for like the Fuhrer guy.
Yes, they will.
He's not
as compelling as
he's
the
like
other
the
ones.
least fun.
Yeah.
The other ones
By
are
the
fun.
way,
But right now,
could you
I feel like
use
we have a lot of
the
villains.
costume?
We've got Fuhrer guy, who I was assuming is a
I was
villain.
just staying in character.
7 deadly sins, and
Right,
then
if you insist.
There we go.
This time around, I'll go with the younger.
cuter model. What do you say?
hot.
A monster! What's going on here? What have you done? What have you done with the real Father Cornello?
He
It's
dead.
your call.
He died.
He said I was a monster. I think that's quite rude, don't you?
Can I eat him? Can I?
Yay!
And this one's name is Envy. So we actually saw a little bit about that at the end of the 2003.
I do kind of find it
episode.
interesting. Maybe except for like Gluttony, like the deadly sins aren't really acting. I mean, it kind of felt like I guess I like Envy wasn't acting jealous.
Yeah, wasn't really acting envious. Yeah, it definitely
Like
comes out, but not in the way that it does with Gluttony. I feel
like Gluttony's definitely very gluttonous.
Yeah, Gluttony wants to fucking eat. And
right,
that's,
and like
it's very
Lust
straightforward.
doesn't even feel very. I mean, like he's like a femme fatale looking.
Yeah, Lust is just sexy. So it's more of like Lust probably brings out lust in others, but Gluttony acts gluttonous. So, because I don't think...
I mean, also
we
like,
don't really see Lust lusting. We see her being lusted after.
So it's more just like they can, maybe except for like, I mean, maybe Gluttony can. Maybe it's more like instead of like them being that way, they could just influence people to be like one of the sins. Maybe Gluttony does like to eat people, but also like maybe he can also like influence people to cause to become cannibalism.
Okay. Yeah.
And then envy can make people feel envious, and then other deadly sins.
Yeah, we'll see when we get to them. Yeah, I'm thinking of who's the next one that we meet. Yeah, I know who we meet
the
next.
other deadly sins.
Do you want to know all the
Lust, envy, gluttony, pride.
Starts with a W.
Wrath.
Yep. One that's kind of like envy, but not. Gimme.
I know what you mean, but I can't think of the word.
Yeah. Do you want me to give it to you?
Yeah.
Greed.
Thank you. That's what I was like. I'm like, once I know what you're talking. I know you're talking about like.
And then it's an animal.
Sloth.
Yeah, there we go. We did it. We're gonna be consistently doing this throughout the series.
Here's the thing. I never actually read the Bible.
Yeah.
So like.
Yeah.
And maybe I got them confused with like the 10 Commandments and the plagues.
I probably know all the 7 deadly sins because of Fullmetal Alchemist, because I think of the characters every time. I'm like, oh yeah, lust. Oh yeah, gluttony. So
and I've also never seen 7, so I can't.
Okay. And also,
can we still watch 7?
Sure. Why not?
Kevin Spacey?
We can still watch it.
Okay.
That's fine. But and also it's that, and if you're a Vocaloid fan, Mothy P's 7 Deadly Sins series. Anyway, that I just got into real weeb territory with that. We're gonna divert. But anyway, so it seems like these guys have plans. We don't really know what the deal with them is. And then one of the clergymen named Cray, who like sort of was a character, he walks in. He's like, "Where's Father Cornello?"
Yeah, because Envy kind of turned into a punk person.
Yeah. Envy in like normal form. That's their like standard form.
That's fine.
And so instead of like honoring him with an answer because he's nothing to them, Gluttony just eats him. He's like, I want to eat him.
But
And
it's
like,
not.
okay.
But it's not cannibalism because we don't think that because the sins are not human. So it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, the murder's bad.
The murder's bad.
But it's not cannibalism.
No.
Oh, hey, did
A
you hear
snack.
the news? Shal Tucker, that alchemist in East City, he's dead.
Tucker, why should we care about a little nothing like him?
Because it was him who was responsible for the murder.
Speaking of East City, isn't that where the Flame Colonel's staying right now?
Yeah, and apparently the Full Metal Brat's there, too.
Oh, is he? As furious as I am that he interfered with our work here, we can't very well let him die. He's an important sacrifice.
That was so yummy!
We'll find some way of handling the situation.
So, but yeah, so it sounds like they still have interest in Ed the Fullmetal Alchemist, even though apparently he kind of ruined their plan. Because it sounds like they had a plan in this town. We don't really know what it was, but they still have interest in him, even though he kind of ruined their plan.
But then don't we get it? Doesn't the town get insurrected?
There's some kind of something going on. We don't see what the final result of that is, but there's people who aren't happy, and it's all we need to know.
It's like, it sounds like there was like an insurrection fight, and then
Kinda.
it turned to Hiroshima.
A little bit. I mean, it's probably not to the scale. It just seems like there was fires, but not the whole town being like leveled or anything.
I'm not sending you that podcast episode because it's literally about 2 hours of what happened there.
Oh man, I mean that sounds interesting. Horrifying. Oh, we can get into a whole conversation about social
Don't
responsibility.
worry, it's not in the movie Oppenheimer.
Is it really not?
It's mentioned. They don't actually show it to you.
That's hysterical. That like, well, to me that's
Why
so
would
funny.
they show that? I wasn't really. I mean, they like, yes. Does Oppenheimer have like gory like daydreams about
Yeah.
what happened? Sure, but one is not that gory. It's just
Yeah.
like a couple people's like skin face falling off, and then
Yeah.
like some bright lights. So like,
Favorite Raiders of the
he's
Lost
upset that it happened, but also,
He's so sad that his little invention
I mean, technically he
murdered people.
I mean, technically he wasn't like, hey, let's murder people with this.
Yeah.
But also like,
what'd you think was gonna happen? Anyway, sorry.
but that wasn't the biggest problem with him. The biggest problem with him was that he was a dirty commie.
Oh yeah.
Because that's the big issue
I have
here.
so many things to say about so many things, but now is not the time. Now is the time for Fullmetal Alchemist.
Situation.
My only issue right now, and it's
The
only
other
episode
one
4,
we
so
were
I'm only 2
speaking of.
episodes. I don't really know
What's his
anybody's
name?
motive.
Okay.
Like, I'm assuming Pure Guy
Because of his
is
face.
Tower.
Yeah, we don't really know anything else about it,
Ish.
so that's what we're calling him.
Sure.
Our
And
target
then-
is both
kind of.
unidentified
Scar.
and elusive.
is
The only
religion.
information we've been able to obtain about him
Kind
is that he
of.
has a large scar on his
I
forehead.
don't know what the 7
Yes,
deadly
I've heard
sins
stories about that man.
except for-
That's who you're
Fun?
trying to hunt down?
They have
By
a
order
bigger
of the
motive, but
Military Police Command
that's
Center.
a larger
Meanwhile, all my
arcing
other
issue.
work is piling up. Ugh, my head hurts.
He's killed 5 people in Central, all state alchemists.
Brotherhood. So we're gonna go back to East City. That was our brief glimpse of the bad guys for now. Some of the bad guys.
There's like a lot of bad guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad people in this show. Some of them, most of them are very fun. Like I enjoy it when
The
anybody
Fury
shows
one,
up.
I'm kind of like on.
And it's so funny because we haven't even established the Fuhrer is a bad guy. We're just
I'm
operating.
assuming he's a
We're
bad-
just operating on the assumption 1 because his name is Fuhrer, and 2 because he just gives
But
off
also,
bad
like,
vibes.
usually if we establish that there's a civil war,
yeah,
like, and like one side won said civil war, we're not sure if they're the good guys. Like,
correct.
technically, if you look at the American Civil War, like, I guess the good guys did win, but like,
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're actually like 100%. I mean, like, yes, they did own slaves,
Yeah.
but they were still kind of racist.
Yes. Yeah. Very much so. So
'Cause that was the main point of the war, guys. Slaves.
it was. It was about states' rights. The states' rights to do what? The states' rights to do what? Anyway, I digress. Wow, we're really getting it. We haven't even actually talked about where we talk about the Civil War here, so this is gonna be very interesting. So, anyway, I'm just gonna.
I was like, we were watching that bit that we on the last, not the last episode, but like the last one that was just published, where we were talking about like the stuff that we had to watch in our history class. I'm like,
That was,
that watered down history.
oh man, history class was
I
wild
feel
back
like
in the day.
I don't even think there's a country where like your history isn't watered down, because like if we think
Yeah.
about it, like the Holocaust for America is not watered down
Mm-hmm.
because we were the good guys in that situation.
Yeah.
But like with Manhattan Project, Hiroshima, and Nagasaki, they're watered down.
They're so watered down, yeah, because it's just like it was like we had to do it. It's like did we have to? That's a whole other conversation. We're not getting into that today, but it's a conversation.
But it does lead to a very good movie. I think I like that movie.
Don't worry, guys. We did it for the art. I'm going to hell. All right. So anyway, we're gonna go back to East City now and talk about.
Are we?
We are because basically. So again, we're talking about how Scar's around, and we just gotta be on the lookout for him. And good thing there's only a couple state alchemists here, right? And then Mustang's like, oh shit.
Body count nationwide is up to 10.
5 days ago, he took down Old Man Gron.
The Brigadier General? But
He's an expert in weapons transmutation. That shows you how dangerous this guy is.
But he had a funny mustache.
You should increase your escort and lay low for a while. Nobody will blame you. Please, I'm asking as your friend. You and Tucker are the only state alchemist of note in this area, right?
Oh no.
Been thinking about this
I gotta
for a
get out of
long
here.
time.
Ed is still in town and he's not here right now and he's just gallivanting off. He's just being emo somewhere.
Why didn't they just like? This is why I feel like especially with alchemists, you need if somebody's trying to murder them, you should tell them.
Yeah.
That somebody's trying to murder them because then they can just like. I mean, I know like.
I think they didn't realize it until this moment that this guy's on the loose. And he's
where did they think he was?
Well, the last time they saw him was in Central, so like a whole other city on the other side of the country. And so then when they realized, they knew that Tucker died, and they didn't realize it was him until they realized later. And as soon as they come to the realization, then
apparently
they're like,
he's getting the places very fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's traveling. He's moving. And so they're like, oh shit. Then Ed. So anyway, Ed is
sad.
Ed and Al are feeling real sad because, like, obviously, yeah, there's a reason. It's valid that they are feeling this way.
We put all our trust in alchemy.
Oh yeah,
in
that
the
kid
end,
hears too.
What is it? Alchemy is the science of understanding the flow of matter and its laws. The process of comprehension, deconstruction, and reconstruction. The world flows too. It must also follow laws. Everything circulates. Even death
sounds
is
very
a part of that
2000s Hot
circulation.
Topic.
You must
A little
accept
bit.
the flow.
He's got emotions.
Teacher sure drummed that
He's
into
been
our heads,
traumatized
didn't
several
she?
times over.
That's true.
I thought I understood it, but I didn't understand anything.
And they're just really trying to figure out, I think what I really like in this episode, and I really like the animation in this episode, and I really like, and especially how Ed is animated and how they talk and everything. He feels so much like a kid. Like, Ed is a state alchemist. He's very capable. He does a lot of stuff, but I feel like he's very vulnerable in this episode, and just the way that he's drawn, the way he's animated, it just looks like a child.
It kind of,
and I really like that.
It kind of felt like, to me, like, the way he was talking, and even like stuff that he does like later on, it kind of felt like he was like a little bit just like done with everything.
Yeah.
Because like all he's really seen, even like from his own hand, is like the horrors of life.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like when you see that much horror, like your mind is kind of like, there clearly can't be good anywhere.
Yeah, and I think he does try to believe the good. He tries to be the good, but it's hard to believe that. So anyway, it gets emotional.
I'm such a hopeless idiot. All this time and I haven't grown up one bit.
Oh.
Thought maybe the rain would wash away some of this gloom that's following me.
Fall down,
Right now, every drop that hits my face is even more depressing.
I don't even get that much. Without a body, I can't feel the rain hitting
Oh
my
my
face.
god.
It's something I miss
It's depressing.
all the time. I want to get my body back soon.
Oh, he's
brother.
crying.
I just want to be human again.
I mean, technically he's not.
Yeah.
It means going
But it's
against
artistic.
the flow of the world and trying to do the impossible.
Hey.
You're the Fullmetal Alchemist.
And then all of a sudden we just zoom out a little bit and Scar's right there. He's standing like right there.
Yeah.
So it's an oh shit moment because we know as an audience that guy is, all he has to do is stick out his hand and our main character is dead. So it's a brief flash second where they're like, oh, who are you? And they have very fast reflexes. They're able to get away. So then a whole kind of chase scene ensues.
Elric, correct?
And then he died. The end. That's true.
What the hell is going on here?
When the CLC is alchemy, he just has lightning power.
It's alchemy.
So he's a cheater.
I think I could say that.
What does he want?
So he hates alchemists, or alchemy, but he's using alchemy to kill alchemists.
Now, let's go
He's a
out.
hypocrite.
It's not going to go unaddressed. We'll talk about it at some point.
That's fine.
Where they're realizing they don't know who this guy is, but they know that he wants to kill him.
Right.
And they don't really ask a lot of questions. They just try to get the hell out of there. I think Ed makes a comment. He's like, I don't really have any enemies.
Robot guy, get on the get on the bottom. No offense, but
Yeah.
like,
Now, grab on!
Bring the fall.
nice.
Whee! Oh!
That went well for a hot minute. Is he a Fullmetal Alchemist?
Damn it, what the hell is this guy's problem? Making enemies isn't something that well, I never really avoided it.
That's fair, buddy.
Someone should be trying to kill me.
At least I don't really try to make them. So he knows that it's strange for them because they piss off people, but they don't try to make enemies.
Yeah.
So they don't really know why somebody would be after them trying to kill them.
Yeah.
But Scar is very good at what he does.
Well,
and
yeah. So he's an alchemist.
Scar?
Yeah.
He uses alchemy.
He uses alchemy.
I think I would
does that make you an alchemist
rather
if he
say that he uses alchemy rather than he is an alchemist.
Why?
Just trust me. Because he denounces alchemy.
But he uses it.
He does.
To kill alchemists.
Yeah.
So he's a hypocrite.
Kind of. It's more, I think...
Wasn't the thing of, like, they say, like, oh, alchemy is like, you do this thing and this thing and this thing, but he wasn't doing the last step?
So this killer is an alchemist, too.
That's it. The stages of the transmutation process are construction, deconstruction, and reconstruction. This guy just must stop at the deconstruction phase.
Bingo.
But if Scar is an alchemist as well, doesn't that mean he's strayed from whatever his ways of God are too?
Yeah, you see, yeah. Told you.
What would be his
Doesn't
reasons
go
for
unaddressed.
targeting alchemists with state certification?
Correct. So alchemy is construction, deconstruction, and then reconstruction. So there's a process so first you have the thing, and then you kind of take it apart, and then you re-put it together something else. So that's why equivalent exchange is a whole thing, because you're using what you have to make something else, and you're not bringing in any additional things. So, but with what Scar is doing is that he stops it part way, so all he is destroying things without making it back into another thing. So he's stopping the process halfway through, and not actually continuing it.
That's still hypocritical. He's
It's
like,
like,
aha, I'm not an alchemist because I don't do this step. It's like, but you know how to do that. That doesn't make it any better.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So
continue.
But yes, Scar, and they figured out later. I think it's obvious when we're watching that, like, that's alchemy, but they say it later. But yeah, he goes around destroying things, and he nearly gets Alphonse. Like, he destroys half of his armor.
It looks like we're gonna have to fight.
Nice.
Got
knife.
One, aren't you? But too slow.
Aww.
Fullmetal Alchemist. Fullmetal Alchemist.
That guy. Oh.
Is he dead?
By just touching it, which
And then,
is
oh my
great.
god, there's no body in there. What?
And everyone's like, oh my god, there's no body. And we're like, we knew this. But I guess if you're seeing it for the first time, it is a little
Right, but you don't
surprising.
need to say it.
Yeah. Right.
Every single time. You can go like, oh. And then
But, and then, so then he's realizing kind of who exactly these boys are. And then he tries to...
There's nothing inside.
we know. It's like the 12th time.
It's surprising for anyone doing this now.
But like,
Damn it!
An auto mail arm. Then that explains why my attacks didn't do the damage I expected. Most unusual.
Brother, don't! Just run away!
You idiot! I'm not gonna leave you behind, Al!
You press your hands together to make a ring, and then you perform
like I can't die
transmutation.
unless you like get rid of the
Now
hand.
I see.
So we can like repair.
We'll have to start by destroying this abhorrent right arm of yours.
What's important? Why does everyone hate
What the
prosthetics?
heck? You just killed Lord Costco.
Get Ed, but of course he is trying to destroy flesh, and of course it's a metal arm, so he doesn't do that. But then Scar catches on, and then he destroys Ed's arm, which also destroys Ed's ability to use alchemy, because what Ed does, and Scar kind of because like he needs a transmutation circle. With Ed, it's kind of like he creates a circle by putting his arms like that. So it's kind of like then the circle becomes this.
Yes.
And then we kind of say that. So if you can't take that away, you can't make a circle. And so yeah, he destroys his arm.
Unless like he used like the little nub and then just go like.
Yeah, I don't think that's like
Fine.
fully the circle, so I don't think it works. But anyway, so then I think Ed at this point has like this level of resignation where he's like, "Oh shit, we're not in a great position here."
I will give you a moment to pray to God.
Brother! Run away! Brother!
It's fine.
Fortunately, There isn't any god I'd like to pray to. Am I the only one you're trying to kill today? Or are you going after my brother Al, too?
If he interferes, I will eliminate him. But Fullmetal Alchemist, you are the only one who's receiving judgment today. You alone.
Okay. In that case, I want your word. Promise me you won't hurt my brother.
Oh my god.
I will keep that promise.
No. Brother, what
Will
are
he
you
keep that
trying to
promise?
do? What are you thinking?
He's a man of his word.
Is he?
And he's more worried, of course, about his brother than himself. So he's like, are you going to kill my brother? And Scar's like, unless he interferes, he's not my goal. You're the one who's the state alchemist. You're the one who I'm after. Unless he interferes, then I don't really care.
But also, like, you can't kill Alphonse unless you like get a little like Windex or like get a little cleaner and just,
well, if he like completely destroyed the armor, it would destroy the plate where that's on. So like he could.
Yeah, could.
If he was like just like taking things to real bitty pieces. And so, but Ed, of course, the older brother, being a little self-sacrificing, is like, do whatever you want me, do not promise not to harm my brother. And of course, and Al is like pissed off about this. He's like, dude, just run away. He's like, no. And he's like, just run away. He's like, whatever happens to me, it's fine. And it's like, no. And you're like, oh my God, these boys. But then we see our...
Get up and run! Stop! Don't touch him! No!
The guy, just a guy sitting over there.
Oh.
That's enough. You won't be killing anybody else today, Scar. I'm taking you into custody, where you will answer for the murders of at least 10 state alchemists.
Alchemists alter things from their natural form, perverting them to something else, something grotesque. They profane God, the true creator
What
of
are you
all
doing then?
things.
Yeah.
As an agent of God, I am here to hand
He's
down
an
his
agent of God.
judgment.
But
The guys in the military that we like show up, so it's Mustang's crew, the Mustang gang, if you will. And yeah, so they stop like moments before Scar's about to end it all. Then they're like, hey, you, don't do that. You're under arrest for killing people.
If you interfere, I will eliminate you as well.
But
Oh, is that right? You guys stay out of it.
Colonel Mustang,
this is like a dumb idea.
Colonel Mustang.
Absolutely is.
So this is the Flame Alchemist. Volunteering yourself to receive judgment. This is truly an auspicious day.
So you know who I am, and you still want to challenge me. Bad decision.
Talk about Frieza.
This Reed's smart here.
Guy, what the hell did you do that for?
you know as well as I do, you're useless on rainy days.
Okay.
Okay. And then I think Mustang goes to try to fight Scar, but it's raining because the episode's called Rain of Sorrows. So the whole episode has been raining. And Mustang, the way his alchemy works is that he has gloves, you've probably seen them, and they have the transmutation circle. He's the flame alchemist because he makes fire.
Yeah.
And so basically what he does is he snaps his fingers, and in the way his gloves are, it makes a spark, and then he transmutes the spark into like flames. And so, but if it's raining, you can't make a spark.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
it gets wet.
You probably go like, and then it'll like, and then like spark, and then do like,
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't really work. So Mustang is an idiot. I say this with love and affection.
I thought he was trying to trick him because like
no, he's just being stupid right here.
Okay. Like
And
there's
then-
the whole thing of like, oh, but like you can't actually do alchemy because like the army people say that later. You can't actually do alchemy with raining. I'm like, I thought that this like that Scar probably like wasn't fully educated. Maybe he was a bit educated on alchemy, but like wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
So then he could be like, I'll trick you until like my army guys can like get you.
Yeah, no, I think he was just in the heat of the moment, like, I'm gonna fuck you up. And then Hawkeye has to save his ass.
Like the queen she is.
Like the queen she is. She has to trip him. And then, anyway, so like fight scene ensues.
For I will destroy all who interfere with my mission right here and now. I'd like to see you try it.
Yay, Marty!
Get him, Armstrong.
A newcomer.
You have to be quick to avoid my fist.
He
Not
was.
bad. Not bad at all.
Okay.
You said you were going to destroy us all. In that case,
Let's see, can we get
why
the
don't you
child?
start by
Yeah,
defeating
can we
me?
help him out?
And the robot
We'll see how
child.
you fare against the strong-arm alchemist.
Please save the
Alex
children.
Louis Armstrong.
Yet another state alchemist. God is putting them in my path for me.
And we kind of like, as things are moving, we're kind of learning more about Scar. Like, he's a very good fighter. Like, that's when we hear more about the alchemical process there. And Armstrong joins the fight and somehow takes his shirt off.
Not backing down? In that case, your courage will earn you a demonstration. I'll show you the art of alchemy that has been passed down the Armstrong family for generations.
Earthbending power.
Earthbending style.
Who is he?
That's the same man who murdered Mr. Tucker and his daughter.
It's him! Major, watch what you're doing! We don't want to destroy the city, do we?
What do you mean? Destruction and creation are two sides of the same coin. You must destroy to create. That is the law of the universe.
What?
We have to strip.
Are you surprised? He's clearly insane.
Non-alchemists may fail.
Just because that's just the kind of guy he is. The shirt will come off at some point. And, you know, he talks about the Armstrong technique that's been passed down for generations.
Character that would just like take off his shirt all the time.
Where?
I don't know. I think I'm thinking.
It happens. I always think of the line from
like,
Galaxy Quest.
What?
Have you ever seen Galaxy Quest?
No.
Oh my god, you have to do it. Alan Rickman's character has a line where he's like, "I see you managed to take your shirt off." It's really good.
No, you know what? I was like thinking maybe it's like a live action thing, but I don't think there is. But I was thinking of also, what's his name from Fairly Odd Parents?
Jorgen von Strangle?
No, the like the Latino guy.
Oh, Mondissimo.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, he was weirdly sexy.
That show was made by a very religious Christian.
Sure was. Don't think about it. So, I mean,
like,
nothing inherently wrong with that. I just think Chris Hartman's kind of an asshole.
That show used the word sexy
a
bunch of times.
Which was, I know, like, as a child, you're like, oh, are we allowed to say this?
But if it's on children's television, then yes.
Then yes. It got past S&P. So, anyway, yes, the fight scene continues.
He's unusually coordinated for his size, and his strength is almost superhuman. That combined with his alchemy, he won't be an easy one.
I have you cornered, Scar!
But there's a moment when his swing is too wide. There it is. Why?
Look like a butterfly.
Did we kill him?
You get him?
He's too fast. I only grazed him with one shot.
And this whole time, like, the question is, why is this guy trying to kill state alchemists? Because we don't actually know. We just know that he doesn't like them.
And also, like, if you're using alchemy to kill alchemists, then, like, but why?
Yeah, and I think Havoc also brings that up. He's like, isn't that a little hypocritical? Like, why is he using alchemy to try to kill alchemists? But it's because he's doing it in the name of God. So I think in his brain it makes it okay. Because he's like...
But is he doing it in the name of God?
That's the implication here.
That's what it says. Yeah. Like, it kind of feels like he's just saying this stuff to justify his reasons for doing it. Because I feel like his reasons are actually bullshit.
Okay.
Like, because as we learn later of, like, where he's from.
Yeah, so basically what happens is that they're trying to figure out, like, what this guy is, and he's wearing sunglasses the whole time. So when they knock the sunglasses off, we get the full picture of him.
Red eyes and brown skin.
That's
That means he's... Of course, he's in Ishvalan.
Get it?
No.
That's where the war was.
You might as well give up, Scar. You're not getting away.
Not against alchemists.
I mean, he is,
but he is an alchemist.
Bastard is in the sewers.
Stay put.
That part's not important.
I was gonna say he's against these people.
Sorry, Armstrong.
Because...
But thank you for buying us enough time to surround us.
What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
I was hardly buying time. It was all I could do to keep myself.
He has like brown skin and red eyes, which is like the two things that people usually use to identify this minority group in the country of Mestris, called the Ishvalans. So it's just this group. They were a minority and they were kind of sent to a small part of the country, and they had their own thing. And
the Ishvalans were a race of people who lived
Thank
in
you.
peacefulness. They believed that their god Ishvala was the one absolute creator. Even after they were annexed into the country, there were still conflicts between us and them. Then, 13 years ago, a military officer accidentally shot and killed an Ishvalan child. And that led to a full-blown civil war.
Okay. They were in the Civil War.
One uprising led to another, and before long, the rebellion had spread to the whole eastern sector.
they didn't really like, and but it's still part of the country, but it's kind of like its own country. And then there was a civil war because apparently a soldier shot and killed a child. So then there was naturally an uprising because that's what happens. They're kind of pissed, and you're like, hey, fuck you guys. And then there was a fight back, and then a whole civil war broke out.
After 7 years of this, an order came down from the military high
So the
command
Ishvalan are the
to
bad people.
exterminate Ishval.
In quotes.
Many state alchemists were brought in to act as human weapons. Needless to say, the state
You know,
alchemists
war
produced
crimes.
striking
Manhattan
results.
Project.
That man is an Ishvalan survivor. In a sense,
watch Barbie
his
now?
revenge is justified.
No way!
So, and I know this is all Japanese, but like, so like the white-looking characters.
Yeah.
Got a minority-looking group.
Yeah.
And put them in a ghetto.
Kind of.
A little bit.
A little bit. A little bit.
And
A
then
little bit.
wanted to murder them all and like eradicate and like genocided the whole thing.
A little bit.
We're supposed to be a comedy thing. We're just supposed to be entertaining.
I don't want to
We're
think
not
about
supposed
real
to-
life implications.
We only get into politics on live streams. And even then, barely.
Yeah. So anyway, draw your own conclusions, folks. But
Listen, we want people to come here so that they can forget
escape
about
the real life.
the horrible world that is around us now.
So true.
Because there's nothing good out there except for
Us.
us and Wawa.
And Wawa. Yes.
And
This episode is sponsored by Wawa. Go get a
Wawa
hoagie
should
and drown
sponsor
your
us.
sorrows.
Here's the thing.
They should sponsor us.
Over the years that we've been alive, we've given them so much money.
They're giving us so much money. They should sponsor us.
And like their food is all.
I
like,
want a hoagie. I was like, actually, no, hoagie sounds good right now.
I'm trying to think, cause like, but like, I'm trying to think of another like dessert place, because like their dessert's not the best.
Yeah,
Their
that's
milkshakes
true.
are good. I like the milkshakes.
The milkshakes are fine. Yeah,
They're like
I get a smoothie from there. I like a Wawa smoothie.
These
every
times
so
like
often.
healthy, like not healthy, but it was like a
Yeah.
plant-based smoothie where it was like
Ooh.
oat milk and banana and Oreo.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds good.
And I don't think they have it like once in a while, but it was good.
Mm-hmm.
But like I feel like if they're like the good place for milkshakes where like if I really want a milkshake but I don't feel like going somewhere specific, so I'm just gonna Wawa and get a milkshake.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
you could go to Wawa before you go home.
I could.
There's a Wawa like right up the road.
Now think about it. So
Also, or if you need more, you got gas to get here, but like if you needed more gas,
Yeah.
there's also Wawa gas.
Oh, well, it is cheaper where I live. So it was like 30 cents cheaper. Between 20 and 30 cents cheaper.
I mean,
Nice. But anyway, so
we're not. So like this makes the army look worse.
yeah,
The main army
well,
never followed. It sounds like they won.
they're not shying away because they say it very out front in the episode. So a lot of the time we've heard this term kind of used, and we're reiterating it now. State alchemists are called the dogs of the military. So basically they're these incredibly powerful people. Hughes calls them pseudo people, like superhuman, like pseudo people, just because they do things that are beyond the capability of a normal person, and that is not lost. And because of just everything there, we can use this as a weapon. And so that's basically state alchemists were used as a weapon in the Ishvalan Civil War, and they killed a lot of people there.
Like
They
a
killed a lot of
mushroom
people.
cloud.
Yeah. So
Back to Oppenheimer.
yeah, back to Oppenheimer. Anyway,
There's a lot of men in that movie too.
that makes sense.
Men ruin everything.
Men, they do ruin everything.
Except for
Legally, this is a joke.
Oh, it is. Yes.
Do not come for us.
Oh, except for what's a man who doesn't ruin anything.
Edward Elric. He ruined some things, but
Oh, because I would watch the TikTok on this recently. Weird Al, he's good.
Oh, he's
and
great.
I think he's still alive.
We love him.
Because there's a thing of like, there's a TikToker who does like, here's like some horrible stuff about your rock stars. I found one that has nothing bad against them. Weird Al.
Weird Al, true. He seems like a good guy.
He doesn't even curse.
He's what?
He doesn't even curse.
Ah, good, clean fun.
Did you see the Weird Al movie?
I did.
Was it good?
It was really funny.
Because I think
It's so silly.
It sounds like a biopic.
No, it's a, in the vein of Weird Al, it is a parody of biopics. It's so good. It's I mean, it's not like the best movie ever, but it's fun. It's just like, it's
Is Danny
when you see
Radcliffe good?
Yeah, he's fun. It's a fun movie because it's so stupid. It's fun. But anyway, so yeah, that's
like Weird Al worked on that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Fullmetal
Alchemist.
That was a tangent.
Oh, that was a hell of a tangent. But yeah, no, so it's understandable. So I think we understand a little bit more of the motivations. We still don't know Scar's like actual motivation, but we can kind of start to draw lines between like, oh, you were a member of these people like in this region, you were in Ishvalan, and there was a civil war in which state alchemists killed a bunch of your people. So like we're starting to draw lines about like maybe this bad blood isn't unfounded.
Right, I was about to say 2 questions. 1, how do you pronounce it?
Ishval.
Ishval.
Ishval is the country or region. Ishvalan is the person. Like
so Ishvalan.
Yeah.
Okay. But so they're not all dead.
No.
A lot of them are dead.
A lot of them are dead. They're not all dead.
There's no justification for taking revenge on people who had nothing to do with it. He's just dressing his ugly lust for vengeance in the mantle of his god and calling himself an agent of justice.
Still, the fact is, he's coming at us with full force. We can't let ourselves be killed for his cause. Next time, there will be no more talk. Got it?
Yes, sir. Well, Ed, Alphonse, what are you two going to do now? What's the plan?
He probably needs another arm.
Keep moving.
Yeah.
We can't just sit around, not as long as we're still alive.
Yeah, anyway, so like they're just trying to talk about this, but like, so the question with Scar is like, is he really avenging, or is he using that as a guise to have some kind of like personal agenda? I don't know. We'll find out. And
well, it sounds like he's avenging.
Yeah, he is. But I think Ed makes a comment that Scar is merely disguising his own revenge as righteousness. So, or it's more as like, because he's doing it like under the guise of God, but is he like really doing it under God, or is he just like pissed and he wants to get revenge?
Like revenge is like, I don't think that people should take revenge because like it doesn't really like lead anywhere, and even like when you're dying you feel nothing.
Yeah.
But like that's at least some motive I can like get behind, especially like the God thing is like also that's also like, and I kind of like the villains where they're like doing it in like religious righteousness, but it's still not great. But like the fact that you're using alchemy to kill alchemists, I'm like, then you're a hypocrite. But if you are clearly just saying all that and you're actually wanting revenge, I'm kind of like,
yeah. So I think Scar gets away. Like
I do kind of want to know Scar's backstory because I'm assuming the revenge if we're doing revenge, it's probably a la Captain America Civil War where his entire family's dead.
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah, that's what happened in that movie.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
Or they merged his child and his dog together.
No, that didn't happen.
Thank God.
It could have, but didn't. I don't. There's things I'm not remembering.
Well, I mean, if we know anything, we know anything about atomic bombs, that could probably happen.
Yeah.
Science is fun.
Science is fun.
Let the women do it, though.
Yeah.
Although we might be too emotional for war.
Oh my God. What is it good for?
It's not.
Absolutely nothing.
We're emotional for war. No, we're not emotional for war. But we still get the, like, that's the thing. Like, if you look at history, women normally get the shit done.
Yeah, it's true. We're good at doing stuff.
Because we have to prove ourselves against the men.
That's so true.
We're all like, we're superior because we got dicks.
Incredible.
Men, you're good people, except for some of you.
Some of you suck.
Some of you are good people. But that's humanity in general.
I was going to say, there's a lot of people in a lot of places who just kind of suck. That's not representative of their entire everything.
Yes, that's what we have to agree.
Unless you're like a Nazi, then you suck.
Yeah. Well, that's also like a part of humanity that just sucks.
Yeah.
But like, I think like we state that, but then sometimes words like men. Because like it's hard. We don't want to get into the nuances of all these jokes.
Yeah, so it's sometimes
not fun.
We're just here for a good time. Like we're just here for a good time. This is gonna be such a weird episode to put out. I'm so
editing
scared.
it, aren't I?
You are.
I'm excited.
Godspeed, Dara. And and so anyway, so Scar gets away. It's actually not that long.
You hear me?
Why didn't you run away when I told you to?
Yeah.
What kind of idiot are you?
No way! I'm not just gonna run away and leave you behind.
He's fine.
Exactly why you're an idiot.
What do you keep punching me like that for? If I'd run away, you could have been killed. You know that?
And maybe I wouldn't have been. Making the decision to die is something only an idiot does.
Hey, easy on the idiot stuff. I'm still your older brother. Got it?
I'll say it all I want to.
Then Ed and Al have a moment because Al's fucking pissed at Ed for like
first
putting
we're not
himself out
being
there.
alive, and then he just punches Ed,
Oh yeah, he's just like first like, oh my god, Al, and Al just punches Ed, and he
Like,
punches
"You
him a couple
fucking
more
idiot."
times. Yeah, he punches him a few more times, and Ed is like, okay, you can stop calling me an idiot, but like,
Survival is the only way, Ed. Live on. Learn more about alchemy. You can find a way to get our bodies back and help people like Nina. You can't do that by dying.
I love these
I
brothers.
won't allow you to abandon the possibility
I love these
of
brothers.
hope and choose a meaningless death. Oh, great! And now my arms come off because my brother's a big fat idiot.
Oh, that's so sad.
We're really falling apart, aren't we, brother?
Yeah, like they care about each other, and that comes in the way of being like, hey, don't be stupid and don't put yourself in danger like that. How
Right.
dare you? Like they're in this together. Like they can't be sacrificing each other. The way that they win is by surviving.
Right, and like it's always been established like they're in this together because like at any point, I know like Alphonse like little brother, but at any point when they were like, let's do alchemy to bring back our mother, Alphonse like could have said no, but he was like, no, let's keep doing this.
Yeah, like they are into this together.
Let's do this. Let's not tell any adults.
Yay! Let's not tell any of the adults.
Because if we do, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. So true. And but also plot. Anyway,
Brother.
you should probably go to hospital.
Before we can make any headway on getting your body back, we have to get my arm back to normal.
And
After
fix
all,
his body.
I'm the only one who knows how to bond your soul to the armor. We've got no choice. It's been a long time.
Aww.
We need to pay a visit to our mechanic.
Yay!
Yay! Plot.
So yeah, that's that episode there. What do you think?
What happened?
We got okay, so what happened? We actually had a lot of big things in this episode. We had
We
like
did.
a
We
lot
had,
of
like,
big turning
12
points.
Yeah.
So
I liked it.
Yeah.
Like it was. I mean, it was like a little bit of a palate cleanser after the horrible trauma.
It's bad when when discussing war crimes is the palate cleanser. I don't think that really says about where we just came from. I think.
We want to. I'm upset.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, you should be.
I need a nap.
We still got to record some more episodes, so. Hee-hee. So anyway, yeah, that's that.
Like,
so we did
I did
learn a lot.
actually like. I'm getting more invested.
Okay, good.
Especially mainly into Ed and Out. Like I want to watch them, and I want them to honestly figure out everything that's going on. I don't really care. And like the army's like getting kind of like they're kind of fun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind like a spin-off with them, honestly.
Yeah.
But like I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah. We'll see. They
animes have backdoor pilots?
Sometimes. Not really. I was gonna say some manga do, but some of them do.
God,
Yeah.
Naruto. Backdoor pilots are weird.
I mean, it's a sequel, but they're.
Cause like, oh, let's try this out. But
It's so obvious too when you're watching one and you're like, okay, I know what you're doing here. How am I supposed to feel about
right.
this?
It's also like you're interjecting this episode with like random people, and it's like not focusing on the characters that we know already. So
yeah,
I think it should probably just like have a character that's like established, and then have them leave the show, and then go do a spinoff.
Yeah,
like Frasier.
Oh,
no, wait. When did Frasier start? After Cheers ended or before Cheers ended?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Me.
I don't know the years.
I'll just look it up later.
We'll look it up later. It's fine. We'll figure it out.
That's what happened with Buffy and Angel though, and that was good.
Yeah. So.
And well, technically, Let's Record's not a spinoff. That's a sequel.
Yeah, there's a difference between like spinoff and sequel.
And then Disney doing spinoffs.
Yeah.
Although I was about that Sweet Life on Deck, but that's technically a sequel.
That's more of a.
That's all the same character. That's like we're just on a different
continuation instead of like an offshoot.
They're fine, right?
They're doing. I'm sure they're fine. They're doing great. So
I do not love. Like it's interesting nowadays where like all these like adults who are now child stars who always seem like not well established, but like they seem like better. Like they seem like these new memes, like they survived the thing. Talking about all the abuse that they went through, and I'm just like, oh god.
Yeah, it's upsetting. It's very upsetting.
It was like what we know. I'm just like, oh, because like I never heard him talk about that before, and then I did. I'm like, oh
no. But
don't put your children through trauma.
Yeah, Just
don't force them to act.
Don't force them to act.
What do we do about child acting? Maybe that's where I should go toward child acting.
You're onto something. Genuine. No. I think you're onto something here, because I was trying to figure this out, right? Because oh my god, we are so far off, but like it's the end of the episode. But
I'm looking forward to editing this. I'm not gonna lie.
But like no, because I was trying to figure out the issue of, because I am pretty anti-child actor in the way that I just think like it is not a safe environment for them, and we cannot, as it stands in the current situation, guarantee their safety. So like, how do you get around that? But like, children also who are viewing media deserve to see themselves reflected back in it. So like, seeing adults play kids, I feel like does not connect as well as seeing a kid play a kid. Mm-hmm. So I was like, how do we get around that? Dara, I think you're onto something. I don't know. What do you guys think? I most of the time I don't agree with AI art or like AI actors or like using AI to replace professionals. I don't agree with that. I do not agree with like using AI. If you're like, oh, can you just like help me write a thing? And you're like, okay, like that helps, instead of like, not like a whole story, but just like, can you just reword this paragraph for me? Like, that's fine. But using it for art, where you're like taking an opportunity away from an artist, I don't like that. Or if you're like taking an opportunity away from an actor, or if you're just like using an AI voice, then you're taking away from somebody's job. But like, I feel like it's different if it's the kid.
But it's like, what age would we stop using AI? Would it be like when they're a teenager, or would it be like when they're like would it only do like young children, or like,
yeah?
Because like there's like been stuff with like teenagers, or maybe we should just get like, I don't know, like super strict when it comes to child stuff, and like the people who break that get severely punished.
Yeah, I mean, because it's proven time and time again.
And they can't get out of it with money, because I feel like that's kind of a lot of the situations. Where even like with like safety on like sets and like the like what we do nowadays with what are they called? With like sex scenes.
Oh, like intimacy coordinators and things. Yeah,
like that seems like a good idea. I think there was like a whole thing with like Jenna Ortega where like the intimacy coordinator like revealed stuff, which like maybe I don't think that should be allowed personally. Even if like people are asking about it. I don't think you should reveal anything with that, but like, yeah,
you should be under NDA for that. Like, don't talk about someone's private.
I think that person was and still said stuff because people were questioning it.
That's bad.
But like, I think when she was trying to defend like the situation, because it was like Jenna Ortega having sex with like a 50-year-old man. Okay, that's the point. But like they said like no, it's fine, and like that kind of thing. But like I like that on that set. Maybe I think they need something with that for like children and teen actors.
Yeah, having like actual advocates
that isn't their parent, because like,
or an or studio executive,
right? Like it's like a outside source, like that kind of thing. Have like hire somebody to do that, and then be like to protect the children, and that kind of thing. And then if they notice something off, they need to like report it to the, like, they can go to the police.
Yeah, because there are a lot of things in place, but I don't think they're good enough from the things that we hear later on from the people who grow up.
Fullmetal Alchemist?
Fullmetal Alchemist, Jesus Christ. So
this episode was sad. Not traumatizing.
Yeah. And I love these boys. Anyway, so here's some notes from the episode. Shout out to Wiki Writers, obligatory. And this episode is adapted from the content in Chapter 6, The Right Hand of Destruction, and Chapter 7, After the Rain. So we actually have 2 manga chapters in this one. The transmutation circles that appear in the background of this episode's title card are the array on Alex Louis Armstrong's gauntlets and Roy Mustang's flame alchemy circle.
Yay!
Edward's short reference to the aching in his leg due to the rain outside is omitted in this episode. Apparently, that makes sense because he has phantom limb pain. Anyway, in the manga, just before Scar attacks the Elrics, he kills a military policeman who has been sent to escort them to safety, but in this episode, the MP does not appear. So, rip random character. In the corresponding manga chapter, Hawkeye fires on Scar once, but in this episode, she shoots 3 times. That is so specific. These people love their little differences, but I respect them for it. So
we don't give them a dime.
Yeah. I would if I could, but there's nowhere to donate.
Well, no, because this wiki is not connected to Wikipedia.
Correct.
So you can't actually donate.
Correct.
There probably should be a donate button that I won't
click
on.
Like I wouldn't. Yeah, but anyway. Oh, follow on Instagram. Anyway, so that is this episode. That was a hot mess of an episode. Wait, Dara.
What?
Do you know what time it is?
2:35.
Okay, no. Yes, but also it is time for a comment corner.
Woo! Oh, don't worry. We've only been talking for like an extra 50 minutes.
Oh my God. Jeez. All right, we're gonna read.
As long as we get through enough for the next like month, then we're fine. You just want to leave me, don't you?
No, it's because it's raining outside.
You traumatize me and then you leave me.
That is an asshole kind of move there. All right, we're gonna read the episodes I think today from.
Well, actually, we have 3 episodes out right now.
Yeah, we do have 3 episodes out right now. I'm not sure if I want to. How many? Hold on. All right, I think I'll read them from the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
I think. We're gonna read the comments from FMA Brotherhood episode 1 and episode 2. So from episode 1, Sabo says, "Yes, we are finally starting the best anime ever." That is, we have to really rise to meet that occasion, I think.
This episode might.
Yeah, it's good, but it's a great series. So that's Sabo. Buddy Zom says, "I personally love both versions of FMA." And I think we were talking about that before we started recording, because I was remembering things, because I'm currently editing the 1 episode of the original series, and I'm remembering things that I really like from the original series that actually don't come back from Brotherhood. And I was like, oh, there's actually more that I remember liking from that than I thought. So maybe we'll go back. We probably won't for this show, because like that's too much content. But if we're interested later on,
that's too much content for our content channel.
Yeah, listen, we have other things we have to get back to. Eventually, we have to get back to Community. So
that's season 4.
So Thunderplunk, what's up? Says, "Whoa, haven't kept up with you two since the Korra days, but I'm super psyched for this." So like, that's a long time ago, and thank you for coming back. That is awesome.
Oh, we were children then.
We were wee babs.
And no trauma.
Exactly. Yeah, that was before some life trauma stuff happened. we were different.
We were at your old house.
Oh my god, yeah.
We were barely doing reactions.
We were 2 houses ago. And oh yeah, oh my gosh. So Thunderplunk says, so thank you for sticking around this long. I'm really glad that you came back for this. So it's really exciting to see.
They made it sound like anime.
Yes.
We did Bakuna, which was another.
Yeah. So I think it's interesting to see who's staying on, who's taking a break, and who's coming back, and who is excited for the series, and some of the new people that we have. So I'm really excited.
I get taking a break between shows, honestly, because like sometimes like I will like even like with podcasts, like I won't like listen to all of the episodes.
Yeah.
I'll just like listen to the episodes. There's just so many episodes.
So many episodes.
So I'll just listen to the episodes where like I know the topic, or like, oh, this looks interesting.
Yeah. So hey, do whatever works for you. We got enough content for you to do whatever you want. So we respect
Last time I checked, I think we had like 300 videos up.
Damn. Good for us. That's awesome. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right. Anyway, so they also say I should really check out your Bakuno series too. Come to think of it, would recommend. We make a lot of Bakuno references in here because that's Dare's only frame of reference for anime. So it just happens to come up a lot.
Yeah, and unlike this specific episode, we don't offend anybody.
Certainly not the French or the Italians.
No.
It also says, speaking of Korra, I vaguely remember hearing that the creator said Asami's design was partially inspired by Lust, so well spotted. I also thought I saw that in like a Tumblr post like years and years back, but I would have to actually find.
Does the timing work?
Timing works.
Okay.
Yeah, timing works. So, because Asami does have very like, which makes sense. It makes sense of like who Asami's character was originally started as and what she became.
Asami like looks femme fatale, but then turns out to be like a good person and awesome.
And a sweetheart. And so they also say, Dare, if it's any reassurance, it took me a fair while to get hooked on this series. Then it became pretty much my favorite anime ever. So, no pressure. Also, Riza Hawkeye is indeed the best, and I love her so much. So thank you. So thank you for coming back, Thunderplunk. That is really cool to see you here. And thank you for joining us. And I'm going to just hop over to episode 2 and read some comments here. So Zom comments says... out of my top 5 characters, Dara has learned the name of 3, Bradley, Hawkeye, and Kimberly, and seen a 4th only in the intro, who we've now met at this point because they mentioned Scar. And my only hints so Kaylin can guess the 2 not named. One starts with SC, so I'm assuming that's Scar, who's in the intro, and the other's common name can be initialed GL, who I think I know who you're talking about, and I'm really excited when that character comes along.
Is it gonna be today?
We got a while before.
Okay, that's fine.
That's at the point where the series splits.
Okay.
Because that character's not in the original anime. If it's the one I'm thinking of, which I'm assuming it's the one I'm thinking of. And Zom also says, dang, Dara catching some themes fast in this series. You caught on to a lot of stuff really early, and I'm really I was really excited, but I also didn't know what to do.
Like the 7 Deadly Sins or the...
No, I don't want to say what, because I don't want to like reinforce it.
Or like the self-sacrifice thing, that one like you kind of felt like, oh, that's surprising.
Yeah, there's some stuff as far as like talking about human transmutation. I think you were like, oh, this, and now we're like, yeah. I was like, shit, you're right. And we also have
guys, I'm smart. I passed college.
You did
barely. But I passed it.
No, you did good.
I have 1 degree. Well, diplomas don't count.
Yeah, C's get degrees. Yeah.
I have one degree. Our siblings don't have more than us. That's a lie. They do. They're kind of smarter than us. Like in a education.
On paper.
On paper.
Only on paper. That's a point of contention for me. So anyway, so Tanvir Hassan Shivo comments a spoiler. So I won't say it to Dare. So I also really appreciate everybody tagging their spoilers here. Yeah. Everyone has done a fantastic job of being like, if it's a spoiler, just making note, because we will look at the comments. I try to look at them really quick.
I think the way like that's how I did. It's like typed in spoiler and then like did a bunch of like enter and then made their comments so then I wouldn't read it. Yeah,
which is really great. So I appreciate that. I try to make sure I get to the comments, and if there's something that Dare shouldn't see, I will be like, hey, don't look at that. I think you said to me, I was like, is this like a really spoiler? And I was like, don't read it, because I think
it's like with that like sometimes like it says like spoiler alert, and then I'm kind of like, but did we already watch that episode? Mm-hmm. So then I'm like, okay, well I can read it because I know what's happening at that point.
Yeah, so there's a discussion between that and somebody named Jeffrey, and so thank you. Those are first time commenters, I believe. So thank you so much for commenting. We really appreciate read them on the show.
But we're not going to read them now because
but when this comes back, because somebody mentions an episode where the point comes back to that, I'll try to remember to come back to that. So just let know that we saw it, because it's a spoiler. I won't read it now, but thank you for commenting.
And if we get to that episode, you want to leave a comment saying, "Hey, Kaylin, remember?"
Hey, yeah, you should be like, "Hey, remember me?" And we also got a really funny comment from Panny Rocker, which is I think the first time that you commented, so thank you. And it's a very funny comment that I really appreciate. It says, petition for Kaylin to start straight up lying when Dara's questions get too good to answer honestly and spoilerlessly, which seems to be most of them, because again, you're catching on good to some stuff, and so you ask me a question and I'm like, and then like there's like the desire to be honest, because I don't want to lie. I feel like most of the time we don't straight up lie to each other on things, but sometimes we won't like just be super upfront. So I'm like trying to be strategic, like not lie, but also not tell all of the truth either. It's so interesting to see trying to balance being an honest person, rewarding smart questions, and not spoiling everything.
Well, I think like you would be like, oh, like it's kind of like that. Then I'm like, okay, because then I'm like, I'm on the right path, but I don't fully know what's going on.
Yeah, and so no,
did I know what was going to happen in the last episode?
But I also tried really hard not to reveal anything. And I'm also trying really hard to, I think, not trying hard, but it's also very possible that I could say something that's not true. And that's not me trying to lie. That's because it's been so long since I watched the series. They'll be like, yeah, or like, no. So part of it's coming from a place of, I haven't fully in-depth watched the series in a long time. So I think that serves me well in the fact that I don't give some things away, only because I forget that they come back up, or I forget when they come up.
Even when I saw the mutant monster in the beginning, and I saw all of the animal abuse, I still didn't think what was going to happen. I had like inklings of like something was going to happen.
It's a good payoff.
But like I didn't know what was. Like I was surprised when I found out that the monster was the wife. Yeah. That was a genuine shock and trauma.
Penny Rocker also says, long time, first time, which is really cool. I really love when people who've been watching for a while just decide, to throw a comment in there. If you're a lurker, I'm such a lurker. I've been a lurker online all my life. So I know sometimes you don't feel like commenting on things. So, but if you ever want to throw a comment out there, we always appreciate that. I followed you throughout the Community Journey, which is my favorite show of all time, and related, you've picked such a fantastic show to follow up with and reject it with. It seems I'll be around for the long run. So thank you so much, and we appreciate everyone who's here for the ride, because it's a good time.
It's a good time.
I'm having a great time. I don't know about you. You're going through it, but like I appreciate it. So thank you so much for watching today. I think we're going to try to wrap it up here because I've been talking for way too long.
No, it's only been exactly an hour.
Oh my god.
So, to be fair,
we had a lot to talk about.
I might have led on to a lot of tangents because I was thinking of parallels.
Yeah.
Especially because it's Japan.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Sorry, Japan.
Sorry. We're not having this discussion. I'm talking to the comments. So We
didn't
love
do-
to hear your comments on the show. We try to keep them like fun. Doesn't mean you can't say it. You can
If you can
say whatever
notice
you
the
want.
parallels, it's an interesting topic
Yes.
to discuss.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, we don't need to say sorry because we weren't alive then. We didn't do the bad thing.
Yeah.
But sorry.
So, all right. Well, next time we'll be hitting up episode 6, Road
Wait,
of
do we have social
Hope,
media?
and episode 7, Hidden Truths.
Oh, okay.
In the meantime, you can follow us on a variety of social media around Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
Or X.
TikTok. No. We're on Patreon. Give us money. You can find us on Witty Clothes. There, you can also listen to us on the go. We're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Are mostly updated
there.
on Spotify.
And
Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, so I'm actually working on editing a few community episodes. So when I'm not editing the week episode, I try to edit a couple audio. I haven't put them up yet, but I'm trying to work through them. I think I might do it by season.
For $5 patrons, we cut back on the spinoff show to once a month just because of our sanity. But you also get early access to these episodes now, so you get them like 2 days ahead of time. Yeah, so you get them a few days ahead of time. If they're not up because I made an error and thought I published it when I didn't, just let me know. Or they're blocked, which hasn't been
knock
that
on
bad.
wood. We've been appeasing the copyright god so far.
That should be. Is that a deadly sin? Copyright?
That would be hysterical.
The real
villain of the series is the copyright.
It should be a deadly sin. Plagiarism. That's a deadly sin.
Yeah. So, oh my god. Okay, well we need to wrap this up. We need to talk about the
history of. We're done.
Hey guys, you know what's a fun topic? Leaving. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Kim Slither. Peace.
Well, the one time with like the blood, like when he did the first thing with the face off thing and then the blood squirting out, it reminded me of like the first time I watched Princess Mononoke and like the beginning scene where they're like riding and then the guy's like arms just get ripped off.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. That's like the one image I remember from that movie.
Yeah, it's like because it's very jarring when like that's the first anime you've ever like seen or like first adult anime. You're like, oh my god, that's what we're doing.
I should have known it because like when I got the DVD, it did say PG-13.
Yeah.